And we welcome you back to Raleigh alongside Brad Sweeney. I'm Andrew Sanders, just about set to begin a new campaign. NC State and Radford ready to do battle here on campus at NC State. We'll take a look at the starting lineup for the Wolfpack, and Lucas Hatsios that draws the start in goal. There's Kendall Edwards, who we highlighted in the open. This is a Wolfpack team that overall returns 15 players, and so some good experience coming back this year.
Yeah, very experienced team, but they've got some exciting freshmen as well, whether they're starting or coming off the bench, so solid team for NC State.
I see Theragon and Velez, Yuta Toya as well, through the freshmen in the starting lineup. On the other side, for the Radford Highlanders, this is a team that comes into the year a bit short-handed, unfortunately, without two of their captains. Bryceland Peacock gets the start in goal. And we are underway. NC State, the home white uniforms with the red numbers. Radford coming in with the road reds and white numbers. The Highlanders like to play up-tempo. Love to attack. This is Drew Lovelace knocking it forward. Scotty Taylor, his first touch officially in a regular season match in an NC State uniform, and he is immediately fouled. Foul goes against Radford's Hagen Kyle, making his collegiate debut. Sophomore from Jupiter, Florida, did not play last year for Radford. NC State beginning its 2023 campaign. 6 wins last year. Missed the NCAA tournament. Did qualify for the ACC tournament, lost at Pitt. And hope springs eternal in a new season, and this is a Wolfpack team that is looking to really get back to that hard work, that grit, the toughness that Coach Kiefer says embodies not just this program, but the university.
Yeah, they've had a good preseason. They played 3 games, won all 3. But yeah, they've got experience. You've got Kendall Edwards coming back. This is his 5th year. You got Will Butte and Vazumzi in the middle, both juniors. So experienced team. But it'll be interesting to see how Radford start this game, whether they try and press NC State high or they're just happy to sit back and let NC State keep the ball.
Here is a touch on the near sideline for Will Butte, and you mentioned Butte and Edwards, the 2 captains for Coach Kiefer. Offside flag is up as Lovelace was in behind the line. Gives us an opportunity to highlight our referee tonight, Luis Reyes, and assistant referees Bradley Schrader and Hicham El Barike. Radford going to the long ball. And no whistle here. It'll be Wolfpack throwing. There's Coach Kiefer, 7th season at NC State. Ton of experience getting to the postseason. Of course, that is the goal this year for NC State. It's an unspoken goal, though. I got a chance to ask Coach Kiefer about how much he's really talked to his team about the goals and the expectations for this season. And he said, honestly, that hasn't been our focus. It's all been about getting to, as this is a dangerous ball in, dealt with by the Wolfpack. Play on. Another cross in. And it will not trouble Lucas Hatsios. But Coach Kiefer saying they're just trying to get back to, again, their roots, not so much focusing on postseason results and just taking it one match at a time.
Yeah, I think that's a right mentality to have, but just looking at this cross that just came in. It's a good opportunity there for Radford.
That's a freshman that they're very excited about, Akos Tajji, the freshman from Spain, making his collegiate debut. One of the freshmen highlighted by Coach Barrett, talking to him before this one. You mentioned NC State strong. in preseason, winning all 3 exhibition contests and winning them by a 10-3 aggregate, including 5 goals put up against University of South Carolina. And so with some positive momentum coming into this one, Radford also playing 3 exhibitions, and they feel like playing West Virginia and UNCG, maybe some good experience to get them ready to open up their season on the road against an ACC opponent. Junior Nare finds this ball at his feet. NC State, good spells of possession so far. As I say that, a heavy touch takes it out.
I think Radford just looking to start bright, just coming out the blocks, pressing, putting NC State under a bit of pressure and just forcing turnovers just like that.
Show you Alex Kriashev, the junior from Falls Church, Virginia. And that's not a typo on our graphic, Radford fans. He's wearing a new number this year. He wore number 34 last year, now wearing the number 13 for the Highlanders. There's Coach Barrett. Took over as interim coach in the spring season of 2021, but he is a Highlander through and through. As you see, he was a goalkeeper, multiple stints as an assistant on both the men's and the women's program. He has a ton of experience, and he told us that this was the only job he ever wanted, a dream job for him. And he takes his alma mater into this 2023 campaign in what is a year of great expectations for them. Scotty Taylor earns a corner kick for the Wolfpack. Well, you told the fans that this was going to be a good atmosphere and a chance to see it here. The student section is packed.
Yeah, they're still walking in. There's still a lot of students and fans just walking in. I know behind the goal. Yeah, behind the goal is full, so they're going to start filling the other end now.
Butte to take it. Trying to connect with his captain counterpart in Kendall Edwards. So here you go, the resume for Coach Barrett. And yeah, it fills up the entire graphic, right? A couple of stints as the men's assistant, 9 years on the women's staff as well. And now taking over as head coach, and the program kind of had to press the reset button after COVID, as many programs did. And so bringing in some new players. Those players now have had a couple years in the program, in the system, and that's a big reason why they're so excited, albeit shorthanded in this opening match, but so excited about this season is they feel like they've got some players now, upperclassmen, that can really contribute. A tough test right away on the road at an ACC opponent. Radford can muster nothing from that deep throw-in. Once again, Kriashev in the area. What do you think? Early impressions of this one, Brad?
Yeah, I think it expected, you know, a lot of excitement coming into the game. So I think it's just going to take someone, you know, to settle the game down. Radford came pressing a little bit, forced NC State to have a few turnovers, but I think as the game goes on, you know, I think NC State will just look to settle the game down, have some possession, and then look to create some opportunities when the time comes.
Toya finding the connection and then pressing after it gets turned over. That was the back heel Taylor was looking for. And our referee, Luis Reyes, is not going to let that throw-in be taken ahead of where it came out. James Barrett with the throw in. Not the Krishev's not the only Highlander wearing a new number. It was 20 last year for Barrett. Now it's number 2. The sophomore midfielder. 12 starts last year and second on the team. Over 1,100 minutes. You get that experience under your belts in another year and get to pick out your favorite number. NC State again trying to make something happen on this near sideline on this right flank. Kendall Edwards making his 35th career start, his 49th overall appearance for NC State. And I'm sure maybe playing with just a little bit of emotion tonight. I know, and maybe you can speak to this, but you got a whole season in front of you, but you know it's your last season. Your 5th season. This is your last season opener ever.
Yeah, and
Are you thinking about that your senior year?
Not too much. I was just thinking about the season. And you always want to get off to a good start.
Right.
Yeah, first game of the season. But like this excitement in the stadium right now with everyone coming back to school, everyone on campus. Like this atmosphere, like it's hard to keep for the whole season. Like those midweek games, you know, in the winter when it starts to get cold, those games can be tough. But to find this excitement and this atmosphere, like always the first game of the season. Like, so yeah, these games, in terms of atmosphere, these games are the best atmosphere.
The Red Terrors, they call the NC State student section. Service from Butte. Can't connect with Junior Nare. Velez, who just had a nifty move into the box just moments ago. One of the exciting freshmen for Coach Kiefer. Coming from Inter Miami and their academy. Certainly a club that has got millions of eyeballs looking their way these days.
Yeah.
With what Lionel Messi's been able to do there. And so coming out of a good academy program and right into a good NC State program and fitting in at left back. Looking to switch. This is Jarvis Cleel, the other outside back.
I think that's what NC State are going to be looking to do. As soon as they lose a ball, they're just going to be trying to win it back as high up the field as possible. And then when they do win it back, just looking to keep it then and just keep Radford pinned back in their own half.
This is an NC State team that loves to keep the pressure up. You have to play hard if you're going to play for Coach Kiefer. And they can at times, and did in the exhibitions, they are sometimes able to just smother teams. And a shorthanded Radford squad, again, playing without their 2 captains. It's going to be a tall task. We saw them get some attacking third time earlier, but right now kind of stuck in these situations where they can't get it over midfield. Little space here for Drew Lovelace. Drops it off to Scotty Taylor. Crossed in and blocked. Lovelace in a good area.
Yeah, that was a great turn by Lovelace. Just finding that pocket of space and touching inside. And yeah, almost gets on the end, well, gets on the end of it. Good block, good defending by Radford.
And the freshman Toya able to play it into his feet. These two teams with some recent history. They played last year. NC State winning 2-0 in Raleigh. That was on October 25th of last season. And it was Lovelace who scored the brace. So he's no stranger to scoring against Radford. Nearly had one there. Junior Nare operating on the far sideline, cutting in.
This crowd will want an early goal. See some celebrations.
Got it to got it to Scotty Taylor for just a moment. I believe it was Owen Clark who stepped in. Clark, who's listed as being from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, but before moved to Pennsylvania, played nearby in the 336 Northwest Guilford High School his first couple years. Gersey with a good step up. Griffin Gersey winning the ball for Radford before Mark Silva was upended. And Butte's going to get a talking to, but no yellow card here. Velez does well thwarting Christian Cruz, and a whistle will go the Wolfpack's way. It's going to be a good matchup to watch on that far side on this end. Cruz, a junior from Springfield, Virginia, a goal to his name last year in 8 starts. And a dangerous attacker on that wing. Daji. And the connection not there with Cruz. NC State playing in the season opener at home, the first of 11 home matches this year. So plenty of opportunities to play in front of this great fan base at the Dale Soccer Stadium. Wonderful atmosphere for college soccer. And this is big time here on opening night. We'll get an official attendance number later, but probably around 1,500 can be expected, certainly in the 4 digits.
And I think the crowd can have an effect on the field as well, what's going on. You know, it's the first game of the season, lots of energy. It's going to take someone to, or a couple of players just to settle the game down. Or for NC State, just use this energy to their advantage. You know, get a goal, get some excitement into the game, create some chances, get the crowd going, keeping their momentum up.
How much do you hear the crowd as a player? I'm sure when you're on the ball, you're probably a little more focused, but how much do you hear them?
Not too much. I mean, some people might be a little bit different, some players might be different, but when you're playing, I think you just focus on the game. You know, there's so much going on. Like, Yeah, obviously you can see the crowd and hear the crowd in certain moments.
You hear him in the goal celebration.
Yeah, yeah. But when the game's going on, like, you just focus on.
You were zoomed in.
Yeah.
Foul here. NC State free kick. We'll take another look. Vizumzi Plamana trying to split a couple defenders. He did so. And they're going to whistle Silva with the foul. Good ball in. Toya, oh, just missed. It was good service from Jarvis Cleel to play it into his feet. And the freshman nearly had the opening goal this season.
Yeah, that's a great touch and turn. Just setting him up to get that shot off. You know, quick check of the shoulders, turned, one touch, shot. But even things like that, even just getting a shot off, you can hear the reaction from the crowd, just getting the crowd going.
And again, Yuta Toya is a newcomer for NC State, the freshman from Japan. And so the first time that this crowd has gotten to see some of his ability, and as you say, you see that quick turn, that kind of raises your eyebrows. Yeah, it's a big responsibility for a freshman. Oh, more touch here. But it's a big responsibility for a freshman to step into that number 10 spot. This ball does go out. Boy, it was a little dicey there for Bryceland Peacock. He got a pass back that was heavy to handle and mishit it.
Yeah, you talked about asking if we hear the fans. I think the goalkeepers might have a different answer for you.
Right. Especially the visiting goalkeeper.
Yeah.
You hear the fans all night. A lot of times they'll remind you what foot you're stepping with. Cleel does well. All the way through. Still there. And eventually into the hands of Peacock. It looked like the Wolfpack had a number of white shirts in the area. No counterattack for Radford. Taji was hoping for service on the near sideline. It never came.
But moments like that from Cleel, you know, just doing it himself, just running down the line, beating a couple of players and getting a cross in. You know, just taking it on himself, trying to create that opportunity.
Yeah, good move for the outside back, and they moved him up in midfield at times last year. He's certainly a versatile player.
Yeah, but then you can see what he can do as a fullback.
This spots Hille and others in. Low service doesn't beat the first defender. Still numbers forward. Plamano send it back in. Picks out a great ball. Velez. This is better service. Back post! Nearly 2-0.
Yeah, great ball in.
It was the two freshmen, Thayergod and Toya, both there. Toya, one touch, able to spring Cruz. Again, he slips past Barrett, skims it off the top of the netting. And that's where that early card has got to be tough, right? We've seen a few players with cards, and right there, Barrett knows, look, he can just reach out and make another foul.
Yeah, and Cruz has done really well since his came on and came over to his right side. You know, he's just been positive, bright, getting at Barrett. And now he's got to be careful, yeah, on a yellow card for the rest of the game.
Again, local kid from the town next over, Knightdale, North Carolina. Then moved to play with the Charlotte FC Academy. And again, part of this freshman class that they're very excited about. It's a top 25 class. NC State returning quite a bit, but bringing in 14 newcomers, 9 freshmen and 5 transfers. And we have seen already, right? It's the newcomers who combined on that first goal. Yuta Toya with the assist, the freshman, to the transfer, Scotty Taylor. Coach Barrett pleading his case. Clamana, who has that yellow card, going to come out. And Caden Tolentino, the sophomore from Pinehurst, will make his way in. 12 appearances last year for NC State, so make it a baker's dozen now for the sophomore.
A lot of NC State's play now is just coming down his right side with Cleo and Cruz. No, Cleo going inside and then Cruz just staying wide, keeping the width. And now it's the opposite. Cleo staying wide and Cruz is going in the middle.
Velez to Toya. Well defended. Still not cleared though. Cleo. And there's the connection to Cruz. Taken down in the box. Stays with it. Boy, how good is he on the ball? Radford eventually able to get away. Some excitement there. Thought there might be a penalty. Give credit to Cruz as well, right? No simulation, no diving there.
No.
He said, I'll fall down and keep going.
Yeah, he just got back straight back up. I was in the same boat. I thought it could have been a penalty as well.
Yeah, let's see. And Barrett stabs.
Could have been.
Maybe got a bit of the ball.
Yeah, I think it could have been a penalty, but Cruz has just gotten straight back up. He could have milked it a little bit there.
Seems like he's comfortable in that matchup, and he's again. This is his very first. Now they've played 3 exhibitions, of course. As he chests it down.
No, he's been really good since he came on. Just been so direct.
And so you've got that first match, even though you've played a few exhibitions, you got the first match, adrenaline going.
Yeah.
Edwards, direct, trying to combine with Hille, hits him right in the number 9 on the back, right between the shoulder blades. I'd say that was an accurate ball.
Yeah, no, that was a great ball. And I think NC State have been looking to do that at times, just playing that ball in behind. But it was a great run by Hille. He's looking for it. He's
right
again making Kendall Edwards' decision for him, making that run. But we've seen it come off for NC State. Playing that long ball and just looking to land on those seconds when the time is right, and they've been able to keep it as well at times.
You said that on the Toya assist. You say that they're making the decision for you. You were very good at distribution. Is that when you see your teammate making that kind of run, it's not even a thought for you? You want to reward them? Yeah,
sometimes the run just makes up, the ball, the pass. And we saw it with the goal. Yeah, Scotty Taylor just making that run, pointing, and I'm sure he's shouting for it as well. But he's just made up Toya's mind to slip him in, and then he scored from it. And as forwards as well, you can make so many runs, and a lot of times that you might not receive it.
Sure.
But you've always got to make them. You've always got to make that run. You've always got to be looking like you want the ball. And I think Hille and Scotty Taylor are both very similar in that aspect. Always looking for the ball in behind. And you can see Hille here dropping short, but if he doesn't get it short now, you can see him running in behind, or even Toya's running in behind.
Caden Tolentino, who came on a few minutes ago as a substitute. NC State, good spell of possession once again. This is where things have gotten really interesting. Cruz gives it up. Oh, and Hille's going to be charged with the foul here. So again, stick with us at halftime. You'll hear from the NC State goalkeeper. Mic'd up earlier this preseason. Last ditch defending there. And Owen Clark does just enough. Radford got to be careful about those giveaways. Tashi is onside. Well, I spoke too soon. I thought he was. Assistant referee had the flag up. It was a late break on his run, which is why I anticipated him being on.
And I think both teams have to be a little bit careful as well. You saw Radford just playing out from the back and then giving it to Nare. But even NC State, you know, they're keeping possession, making a couple of passes, but we've seen it, you know, a sloppy touch, sloppy pass. You know, Radford can just go on a break from that. And Radford will be really pleased that the game's still 1-0. Like, they're still heavily in the game.
Toya. Oh, he is special. Shot is blocked. Electric on the ball, Brett.
His first touch is incredible.
How?
Yeah. He's just finding himself like pockets of space in that 10 position. You know, he's always checking his shoulder, knows what's coming.
The audacity to even attempt that, and he pulled it off, made it look easy.
Yeah, no, this first game, he was already showing what he can do.
Here he is. He'll send it in. Sent back out. Toya wins the ball back. And this will be a free kick in a spot where we'll see NC State can maybe take a rip on goal. But getting back to the freshman, right? In that number 10 position, Coach Kiefer was saying he can bring an element in that creativity and that attacking midfield that NC State's been missing, and we've seen already in this first half numerous times his creativity come into play.
Yeah, and he's shown like he can do it himself, you know, and then he can also set up others to do it as well, like we saw for the goal.
This is Brad Sweeney territory right here. Tell me what you're thinking as a free kick specialist from this spot.
I mean, from this angle, you'd think it lines up better to be a left-footed player. So maybe Velez, yeah. But I'm sure Hille, as a 9, as a goal scorer, he'll be wanting to take it as well.
What are you? Obviously, you're trying to put it on target here.
Yeah.
Are you aiming your shot based on the wall and the goalkeeper, or you already have a predetermined kind of spot you're trying to hit here as a righty?
I think it's all about the setup as well, like the wall, how the wall's set up.
Okay.
And then you just make a decision. You know, you can just decide there and then.
Hille and Velez. It will be Hille. Into the wall it goes.
Yeah, I think Velez might want to take the next one now.
Is that how that conversation goes? If you don't get to take it,
yeah,
it doesn't beat the wall, you say, okay, next one's mine.
Yeah.
Cruz. Ooh, offside flag up.
Yeah, if there's a few of you, you know, that want to take it and usually take them, like you just rotate them, I guess.
And you can see there, yes, the freshman Yuta Toya was in an offside position. Easier to see on our replay when you have the box right there, right? That's a nice straight line for you to judge it off of. Silva giving chase. Freshman Thurgood does well with it. Coach Kiefer saying he looked very comfortable in the exhibitions. The game coming easy to him. that's not often something you can say about a freshman center back, but looking comfortable out there and confident.
Yeah, he's been composed on the ball. I think, you know, he picked up that yellow card in this half as well, so I think maybe that might affect him a little bit in the second half, but I think it's just concentration levels. You know, when you're having majority of the ball, majority of the possession, you know, just concentration and staying focused, you know, connecting every pass.
That ball took a deflection, so Radford will get its first corner kick, and we'll see what they can generate from this.
And like I said, Radford are still in the game. The game's only 1-0, and set pieces like this is a great opportunity for Radford to get on the end of it.
See Evan Roop, big 6'3" target. Will the freshman find it here? It goes to the top of the box, and we get a whistle and a foul on the Highlanders. And who is that down for NC State? I believe it's Jeremiah Luoma, who came on as a substitute. Let's see. The Highlanders win the initial header, and then it's Luoma who, yeah, took a shot right to the rib cage by Shady Hammam, who transfers to Radford from nearby to Raleigh Shaw University. I say nearby, located downtown, maybe a mile away from the stadium site. So Hammam commits the foul. And under a minute to go, NC State, maybe with one last chance, generates some pressure.
And going into this halftime, I think both teams can be relatively pleased. You know, NC State created a lot of opportunities. Toya's been playing really well in that 10, and in Radford, you know, it's still 1-0. They've had opportunities themselves. You know, a couple of NC State players have picked up a yellow card. You know, it's just finding the right moments to keep the ball and to look after the ball when they do get it.
Hatsios going to hold on to it here. Again, you'll hear from him at halftime. We'll also give you some highlights, some stats as well. So make sure you stick with us as the clock hits 0. Brad, NC State has to feel great about the first 45, no?
Yeah, no, scored a really good goal, Scotty Taylor. Great ball in from Toya. They've had a couple of chances. So I think they might be a little bit disappointed that they haven't scored a couple more.
And as you say, Radford very much still in it. 1-0 our score at halftime. 25th minute. NC State, the newcomers. And he was great to talk to, right? Great personality. Yeah. He said, look, I grew up, this is before smartphones. Yeah, this is before really the internet. So he said, yeah, I didn't know a whole lot about Radford. But, you know, through his club coach, got an opportunity. He said, hey, this might be a good spot for you. Went up there for a visit and absolutely fell in love. And if you've ever been up there, it is a beautiful drive to get there and a beautiful campus once you get there. And so he just loved it, became a captain, and continued on throughout his coaching career. So he's kind of got a little tie-in to this game. Grew up in Chapel Hill, now back in the Triangle, opening up his team's 2023 season. And the Highlanders, again, not at full strength right now. So we'll see how they fare in this second half. Maybe not the depth that they would typically have. Again, with the heat and the humidity, can they hang in there, or do the legs get a little tired? But also, if they fare well in this second half, you can say, look, they're good now, only going to get better as they get healthier. Tolentino trying to combine in. Taji moves it along. Silva settles. And the NC State press trying to get after things.
Oh.
Service lacking there from Jan Maldonado, but the junior midfielder able to make his way out of that NC State pressure. Maldonado is one of the players that is kind of stepping up into a leadership role. And doing it with his play on the field as well. Butte comes in, dispossesses Silva. Velez falls to Cruz. Cleo sent away towards the spot. Jarvis Cleo played it low and firm, and NC State again knocking on the door.
And again, down that right side.
Yeah.
Great defending, though. That's what NC State will be looking to do. Just get an early goal, set the tone for the second half.
Toya was right there. Great defending, as you say. Shady Hammam.
And again, Toya he's so clever in the positions that he's finding. Just finding those little pockets in that 10 position.
Safe to say you're impressed with it.
Yeah, no, I'm really impressed with him. You know, just finding him in those pockets just gets NC State up the field. And now they can just stay in Radford's half and keep the ball in here.
Well, they've been able to switch beautifully a couple times here to Velez.
And they look good, NC State. If they can't, if they can't find any opportunities going centrally, they look good going wide. Cleo on the right side and Velez on the left side. They're more than happy to just go down the outside and get some crosses in.
Cruz still moving with it. So Velez keeps it in. Blocked initially and able to keep it out. NC State connecting passes all over the place, all kinds of angles. Kriashev did a nice job there, just shielding Velez off. And it's Radford's turn to switch. Pass and move, pass and move. NC State continuing to keep the ball. The left foot of Velez. Back post. Still a chance for Cruz. Popped up in the air.
Yeah, with all this possession in these chances, I think State will be looking to put one of those away and then just look to control the second half. But I think this next goal will make them feel a little bit more comfortable.
Cleel headed out. And Taji goes to ground. That'll draw the whistle. It was the defending of Hagen Kyle that got that first ball out. And the student section thought maybe a little acting on the part of Taji. You can see on the replay, though, there's no acting on the grab of the jersey, right? And I think that's maybe what the whistle came from.
Yeah, I don't think the fans or the crowd saw that little tug.
Season opening up tonight, of course. Up next for these two squads, NC State will be in action next here at home on Monday, the 28th, against USC Upstate. It falls through Hille, and Cruz's shot is too tall.
We talked a lot about Toya and Cruz, but I think Velez has played really well just down this left-hand side. He's just getting up and down the field and putting lots of crosses in, but good crosses as well. You know, he's always picking someone out.
Impact freshman. All three that you just named freshmen. And part of the reason why that recruiting class was ranked 22nd in the country. The thing about those recruiting rankings, though, is that you always have to see it on the field, right? And sometimes it turns out that a pretty highly coveted class turns out to be even better than maybe expected. And so far, it's been quite a debut. Maybe a chance for the Highlanders here. That match, by the way, NC State hosting USC Upstate. You can watch it here on the ACC Network Extra, 7 o'clock on Monday night. Radford fans have to wait one extra day to see their team again, but they get to do it at home against Mount St. Mary's. It'll be the home opener for the Highlanders, 7 o'clock on Tuesday night. Hille does well. Still moving with it. And the Highlanders absorbing pressure and defending well along the back line. Here's Hatsios. He stuck with us at halftime. You got to hear his mic'd up segment. All right, I asked you earlier in the first half, we were talking about how good the fans are, and I asked you, you know, on the field, how much do you hear the fans? How much do you hear the goalkeeper? Because they're always talking to you, right? Yeah, and, you know, especially games like this when Hatsios, you know, is not having the busiest of nights. You know, we talked about the concentration. He can help with that, you know, just constantly communicating to his defenders. Again, Velez just getting up in these positions, putting good crosses in. That one a little bit overhit, but just finding himself in those positions, in those dangerous positions, and he's just on his left-hand side. He's just doing all of the attacking. Born in Cartagena, moved to the United States when he was 9. And as I mentioned earlier, came up with Inter Miami FC. Hammam, little space for him. Taji might have been offside. Evidently not. Doing just what you want to do, right? Just towing the line, not going over.
Yeah. I think now Radford, now they've got possession, they'll be looking to keep it themselves, and then get in spots like this.
Kriashev just lost the handle of it. Yeah, and any night, right? Those late October nights where it's chilly even, it's difficult to chase the ball for the majority of the night when you don't have possession, especially I would imagine on a hot August night with humidity.
Yeah, but they're still in the game, still 1-0. You know, I think NC State have got to be careful from the little counter attacks from Radford.
Maldonado.
No!
Hammam, good service. Radford starting to ask some questions here offensively. Maybe a chance. Maldonado. And now it's NC State's turn for the first time tonight, really trying to mount a counter attack. And if this game opens up, Radford again, this is the kind of the tempo that they want to play. Haven't had the opportunity to play it that often tonight. Hille trying to hold it up for a moment, or yeah, playing with Scotty Taylor for the first time. We've seen that combination. Hille trying to take it himself, and he does. His 10th career goal, first of 2023, makes it 2-0.
Yeah, just great little touch inside from Hille. And we talked about earlier, you know, NC State, they are happy at times to just play that long ball in behind, and you can see why.
And he was an island, right? He was one man all alone. And as you said, it's that first touch got him right by Hagen Kyle, and once he gets in that position, he's the goal scorer. He knows what to do. Yeah,
and that came when Radford were just enjoying a little spell of possession of their own, you know, but they were a little bit too spread open, too open, and Hille and NC State capitalized.
You're right, coming off the heels of probably the most threatening that they had been, at least since the very beginning of the match. And Hille immediately able to pounce on the counter attack to make it 2-0. It's quite a luxury to have a number 9 that can create something like that, because again, there's a couple defenders around and he slips right past the Radford defender, and free kick here, and maybe the Highlanders have something to answer.
Yeah, and the ball into Hille came from Cleel. You know, as NC State as Radford were enjoying a little bit of possession. NC State win it back, and Cleel just finds Hille on his own up there.
To the back post. I think it was Butte that got the header to it. NC State looking to counter. Lovelace puts his head down, turns on the Jets. Here he is. Nare's undercut. Play continues.
And I think as this game opens up a little bit, and you just saw with Hille's goal, the second goal for NC State, I think as soon as it opens up, I think it will work in NC State's favor, that just the transition into attack.
Kriashev can't get there in time. It's escorted away by Emil Theragod.
And we know Radford got quite a few injuries, but NC State have just brought on a lot of fresh faces, making those subs, bringing the fresh legs on.
And we talked about that right at the start of halftime, right? Is how would the legs hold up, because NC State certainly is going to have a depth advantage. Junior Nare does well,
yeah.
Trying to curl it. You can see upper 90 and just misses the mark. You feel like that second goal, though, does a lot to open the match up?
Yeah, I think that's what NC State wanted. They just wanted another goal, give them a bit of breathing room.
Sure.
And now it just makes it more difficult for Radford to get back into the game.
See Spencer Rollins.
But now if Radford decide to, you know, be a little bit more aggressive and attack a little bit more and decide to open up, NC State got those fresh legs to just capitalize on those on the open space.
Hatsios can't make the save, and it's in. And a quick answer from the Highlanders as Kriashev scores.
No, I'm not sure what happened there. I think the NC State players are arguing it.
First goal of the season. And no offside on a throw-in. And he just leaked right behind the NC State defense, gets behind Edwards, and beats Hatsios.
I mean, quick thinking by Radford. Great goal by Radford. Just to take that throw in really quickly, but I think NC State are arguing whose throw-in it was. Because I think NC State, all of NC State's players just stopped, but I mean, Radford just kept playing. They just grabbed the ball, took the throw-in, and wide open.
I think you said it well. Quick thinking, right?
Yeah.
And so Kriashev enjoys the spoils of that quick thinking. His first career goal for the Highlanders. Certainly no stranger to it at Frederick Junior College, where he scored 14 times over a couple of years, but his first in a red Radford uniform.
And this makes the game a little bit interesting now.
Well, it just goes to what you were talking about of how important it was for NC State to find that second goal, because that highlights how quickly things can turn.
Yeah.
So the Highlanders get a quick answer. 62nd minute goal. Spencer Rollins has come in for Mark Silva. And we have ourselves a 2-1 ball game.
No, Radford will be feeling confident from that, you know. Get some momentum going their way, and they might be, you know, looking to press NC State a little bit more, looking to enjoy spells of possession a little bit more, and try and find that equalizer. But we mentioned earlier, as the game opens up, you know, NC State with those fresh legs might create more chances for them, or for both teams.
So Radford just a moment ago in the 60th minute fell behind 2-0, right back in it. And our one more moment of quick thinking or technical ability, brilliance from drawing level. Again, it was in playing the 3 exhibitions, part of the thought process. You play West Virginia, you play UNCG, 2 very good sides. Kind of get them ready for this moment. They are ready for it. This is a good ball. The Highlanders with another chance. And now the counter, Junior Nare, he can fly. Gotta slow things up, didn't quite have the numbers. Hey, you see Radford.
Yeah.
Last
I know
10 minutes, really, they have leveled up.
Yeah, they just got confidence from that goal. You know, that's a great ball in, almost got on the end of it. But now it's just whether they can sustain this pressure, this momentum.
Nare slips past one. Gets through another. Hille gives it up. Nare with the goalkeeper caught out. Couple defenders on the goal line. And he'll want that chance back.
And I think play like that from Nare just, you know, that can kill momentum fairly quickly. no one could just find their footing.
And Hammam looks like dealing with the right calf cramp. He'll get stretched out. So it was NC State. We saw 1 goal in the first half. As this will give us an opportunity to show you the goal. Scotty Taylor, 25th minute. And the Wolfpack had a few other chances in the first 45. Couldn't capitalize. Luke Hille does it himself in the 60th minute to make it 2-0. Looked comfortable for NC State until off of a throw-in, Alex Kriashev. He got behind the back line and able to beat the keeper, and Radford right back in it. And it looks like they're going to take this as a hydration break as well while Hammam continues to deal with this cramp. It will give us an opportunity. You know, we saw just a moment ago, Lovelace played it into the feet of Hille, nearly creating a 3rd goal for NC State. We noted earlier that Drew Lovelace has had some success against Radford, right? When these 2 teams met in late October last year. It was a 2-0 win for NC State here in Raleigh. We've got some highlights for you. Drew Lovelace enjoying his first career brace. It started with his first career goal. That's a second look, as you can tell. He's not throwing up the peace sign, right? Callum Tommy started it. This is the first goal.
Yeah, Lovelace is a good player. Creative, can play in different positions, you know, playing in that 10 position. And both playing on either wings as well. So creative, very good technically, as you saw with those 2 goals last season.
Added in an assist as well on his resume. Former North Carolina High School Player of the Year. See Jared DeBose come in for Radford as he replaces Taji.
And Radford has still managed to keep themselves in this game, even going 2-0 down. We mentioned it gives NC State a little bit of a breathing room, but getting that goal quickly after NC State's second, you know, just kept them in the game.
And you see the shots are lopsided,
yeah.
But especially here in the second half, the chances maybe haven't been, or at least in these last 15 minutes. Hille. Plamana back in, playing with that yellow card, finds Nare, continues his run, and there's Rollins. Spencer Rollins expected to be a big piece coming in as a substitute, as the goal scorer Kriashev is guilty of the foul here.
Yep, and with NC State, we've got Hille and Taylor up top. You know, both. You don't have Toyer in there, so both number 9s playing without 10 necessarily. It's kind of forcing that long ball from NC State a little bit more, which is effective. But as you can see now, you know, you don't have Toyer in that 10 position trying to go in. You got Hille dropping short and Taylor going high.
And of course, these early season matchups, it's always imperative that every coaching staff starts to play with the combinations a little bit and kind of see who pairs well. Of course, you get a good taste of that in exhibitions, but you want to see it, you know, when the lights are on for real and the popcorn's popping and there's, you know, 1,000+ fans in this stadium. Landon Redding seeing his first action, the freshman from Texas in his collegiate debut. He'll throw it in. Goal kick. NC State has been in control really even before that Scotty Taylor goal in the 25th minute. They've looked comfortable, peppering Peacock with shots. But again, just a 1-goal differential here with just over 20 minutes to play and everything still to be decided in this one. Outside of the boot, chipped along. Edwards there initially. And as you say, with the 2 number 9s, NC State trying to be a little more direct. That one sails wide, and we're going to get a substitution here, I believe. And we're going to get to see Seth Clark again.
That Radford goal has just unsettled the game a little bit.
Christian Cruz out.
Substituting for the Highlanders is number 20, Seth Clark, and number 14, Christian Cruz. Coming up. Up.
DeBose, the leading scorer from a year ago, looks to be a helper here. He takes a deflection, jumped on by Rollins. He'll chip it along. Too strong.
At the beginning of the game, we talked about who's going to be the one to settle the game down. You know, just bring some calmness to the game. I think that's a similar situation now. Who's going to be the one managing the game for NC State? You know, under a little bit of pressure. Now 20 minutes left. Who's going to be the one to find the rhythm, find the, you know, the possession? Just managing the game in the last 20 minutes, but Radford very much still in the game.
Taylor, the goal scorer, down the far side, earns a deep throw in. Red Terrors making their voices heard. James Barrett. And some discomfort here on the far side. And as he is tended to, Radford trainer Bryce Jackson on the spots. Some substitutions made. The goal scorer Kriashev gets a handshake from Coach Barrett. Meanwhile, James Barrett you see coming in, and he might have been unfortunate there and got stepped on as Taylor was trying to clear him. Certainly no ill intentions, but saw Hammam dealing with some, we believe to be some cramping issues on that right calf. And as you see, he's putting the sock back up, probably getting some treatment there on the sideline. He's coming back in as well. He's done some great last-ditch defending for Radford, gotten them out of some tough spots tonight. And Barrett, after getting stepped on, he will come out as Hammam replaces him. So Hammam in. They also put in the big freshman, 6'3" Evan Roop, who is a local kid from Radford High School. Let's see if he can't be a target man for them on a set piece down the stretch here. NC State getting Irvin Cruz back in. He has been electric tonight. And Yuta Toya also back in. Toya replacing Hille. So back to pretty much the starting lineup for Coach Kiefer as they come down the stretch here in the final 19+ minutes. Turned over in a poor spot. Chance for the pack. Nare unlocks the defense as he picks out Cruz. Saved by Peacock. And a bicycle kick clearance almost to midfield. Got a lot happening on that play.
Again, NC State just finding themselves in dangerous areas.
That one off the giveaway. Here they come again in waves. NC State pressing forward this time. Radford sends it back. Clark taken away by the number 8 Butte. Taylor now. Game opening up. Some speed here for DeBose. And Hatsios will settle it down. Cruz had some numbers here. He lets it fly himself, looking for his first career goal from a tough angle. And Bryceland Peacock up to the task.
Looks like he was actually trying to cross it in there.
Cruz with the shot. And it was Shady Hammam with that incredible clearance as well. Athleticism, showing it off. Radford not pressing, and NC State using the opportunity just to have a little bit of the ball. Now they move it across midfield. And a rare giveaway by Cruz tonight. Gets it right back. The overlap. Cleo slides it in. Still there. And it's Junior Nare. Right time, right place. And the right finish from Junior Nare.
Great ball in by Cleo, just putting it in a dangerous position. They're so hard to defend against those crosses. And Nare just pouncing on the second ball there, the clearance. But I think the beginning of that just came from that switch of a play by Thurgood. You know, we were talking about who's going to be the one to calm the game down, settle the game down, and you can see in the last couple of minutes he's just directing players to positions, calm on the ball, and then just finding that space and the big switch, and that's what started that goal off.
You know, that's a good point, and it's actually something that I wanted to ask you about. But I didn't in that moment because you could see NC State maybe had something brewing.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you the thought that popped in my mind as Thurgood found Cruz. I have been impressed. I wanted your thoughts on the number of times NC State has been able to switch and play the ball pinpoint to the chest, right? We've seen it a couple times to Cruz. We've seen it numerous times on the other side to Velez as well. Has that impressed you also? Yeah,
no, it's been really good, those long diagonal balls. But I think they've just created so much space for themselves in the wide areas. You know, especially on the right side with Cruz and Cleo just balancing each other well. But on his left side, Velez doing it all himself on his left side predominantly.
Peacock has to unload and does. To the top of the 18 where Cruz is waiting for it. So once again, NC State finds itself 2 goals to the good. It took Radford 2 minutes to answer last time. See if the Highlanders can pick up another quick answer, or if perhaps going down by 2 again is in some ways deflating. Still some time left, but it is getting late here in Raleigh. Grad student Cam Murray. He'll replace Plamana, who again has that yellow card. Couple of subs for NC State here. So Murray replacing Velez. Plamana actually staying in as I look out on the field. So he replaces Velez. So our Andrew Fox making his way to the substitutions table, and looks like the Wolfpack are going to bring him on for his collegiate debut here in just a moment. Here is Murray, grad student from Western Australia. And right now, Radford 11 behind the ball. NC State comfortable, trying to find those pockets. Gersi won it for a moment, but only just that, ephemeral. Jonathan Cisneros into the 18. And this is going to be a foul on Butte. See, Silva's been drawing a lot of contact tonight. Getting his 4th career start. Played his most minutes last year on this field. Season high 50 minutes at NC State on October 25th. And he has shown, if you're drawing a lot of contact, if you're getting a lot of fouls, that's a sign. You're good with the ball at your feet, and NC State making it a priority to get on Silva. And knocked down, no whistle this time.
Can start to see a couple of tired legs out there now. You know, dealing with the heat, the humidity, and the first game of the season is guaranteed.
Murray springs Nare. A goal in the 76th minute. Now he sets up Toya, parried away. And Peacock does well, diving to his right to keep Yuta Toya off the board. It was on target.
And as this game's opened up a little bit, I think Nare just showing his pace. It's created a lot of opportunities there. And good effort, good save. Good save.
I see the reaction from Toya, I think, when it left his boot. He thought it might find the net.
Yeah.
So he'll go and take this corner. Both teams will substitute here. Andrew Fox comes in for the Wolfpack. Young man from Durham making his NC State first career appearance. He replaces Theragot. Chris Williams comes in for Radford. So a couple of local guys coming in. Fox for NC State. And Williams comes in with Kevin Malave and Tyler Pullock as Maldonado, Roop, and Gersi come out. But Chris Williams, a good story from Apex, North Carolina, Middle Creek High School. And Coach Barrett gets him into this game with 7 minutes to go. And get him an opportunity to play in front of his friends and family tonight. Williams wearing the number 33 for Radford. Fox's first touch plays ahead to Murray. Well done. Irvin Cruz, just too much pace on the pass. Caden Tolentino will check in for Coach Kiefer and replace Vizumzi Plamana. We'll see Colin Hawes substitute for Mark Silva. Nare right across the face of goal. Our score here in Raleigh, under 5 minutes to play. Still plenty of time to play down the road in Durham, but it's Jacksonville who has a lead over the Blue Devils as Hatsios has the comfort of being able to retreat to his box before receiving this ball. After the conclusion of our match, tune in. It's also on the ACC Network Extra.
That'll be a big upset. Jacksonville beating Duke, first game of the season.
Of course, Taylor, who has the ball for NC State, transferring from Duke to the Wolfpack, and got the scoring started tonight in the 25th minute. 60th minute goal by Luke Hille. An answer from Alex Kriashev in the 62nd minute. And then Junior Nare in the 76th to make it our 3-1 scoreline here. Speaking of Junior Nare, he will exit now. Replaced by Drew Lovelace. Just lost the ball there for NC State, seeing his first minutes. Sophomore from Wilmington, didn't play last year. Did fare well in exhibition against Campbell. As he receives this ball. Cruz. Almost finds Lovelace, and surely he would have been thinking about his third career goal against the Highlanders. Williams, the Apex products, loses it. You see how open the game is now. Radford getting numbers forward as we go under 90 seconds to play.
What do we think of Radford? What do we think of Radford? Thank you.
There's 1 minute remaining in the second half. 1 minute.
Again, both teams with home games coming up next. Monday, 7 o'clock USC Upstate for NC State. That game will be featured right here on the ACC Network Extra. Tuesday for Radford. Home opener, Mount St. Mary's coming to town. Both games at 7 o'clock. If you tune in on Monday night, Brad and I will have the call for that one as well. Spartans and Wolfpack. And Coach Barrett showing some love to Irvin Cruz, who was very good today for NC State, as the Wolfpack put together a complete performance. A first half goal from Scotty Taylor, 2 in the second.